Peace family, this is Shofar from Show Energy Work, and I'm here to speak to you today about WAP, W.A.P, that wet ass pussy, and or women are powerful. So for those of you who don't know what I'm referring to, it's a relatively new video by Cardi B featuring Megan Thee Stallion, and they talk about that WAP. And so the purpose of this video is to kind of break that down, some of the imagery and the lyrics, and then also just kind of give some of my own perspectives about all of that. As always, want to help each other learn, and L-E-A-R-N, learn, so that we can evolve, so that we can aspire to reach and be new beings. And with that, I'm going to take a moment for a breath, breathing in, breathing out. So just taking a moment to connect on that, and let's take a look at what, some of the things that were being said in this video. So I think there's much to do, many people were offended by it, and it's a full spectrum of responses and reasons and perspectives on it. First off, I think that there is just a problem or challenge with sexuality in general. Anytime someone is being or sensual or sexual, there's a lot of us who are triggered by that because of religiousness, because of morality, and the idea of it being wrong or sinful. And with that being said, if we can drop those ideas, those perspectives of sex just being wrong, for the simple fact of whether we're married or not married, or that we're being born into sin. So I think anytime that we have any reverberation, feedback about someone being very sexual or sensual, I think that's always one place that we can start with, is to look within ourselves and see if there's any of the religious apps, any of the religious thinking, any of the religious beliefs, still, false belief systems, false BS running in the background. And then flip side of that, over-sexualization, especially of the black woman, but of women in general. So what I want to say on that is that there is a distinction to be made about, like when we look at feminism, and I understand why feminism was needed and where it came from and how it was birthed. With that being said, though, I feel like in general, and this is not to say that all, but in general, the feminist movement is a very masculine way to address and try to balance out things between men and women. I'll say that differently. As a response to patriarchy, I feel like feminism is a very masculine way to try to take on patriarchy. It is not necessarily a feminine answer to patriarchy. And I know that there'd be some women who just, and even that would be triggering for me to have said that, or that there would be some kind of chauvinism or something in that statement, and that's fine. That's something for each of us on our own journey to unpack. If ever I say something that is offensive, or you don't rock with, or you don't agree with, you're more than welcome to have that other opinion. You're also welcome to just leave it and keep it moving. But in my own inner and understanding is that that's the case with feminism. With that being said, when I look at videos that are supposedly empowering women around their sexuality, such as the video of Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, there seems to me to be maybe an over-sexualization that comes with the idea that the women are being sexually expressed and being sensually expressed. And there's a thin line, and again, who am I or anyone else to really say what that is, because we each need to unpack and see if we have religiousness playing into our ideas about that. But with that being said, I think that there is a tendency to go overboard, to go from one extreme to the other. So a woman wanting to be empowered, she may go to the place of saying that she doesn't need the masculine at all, which is not true, because in order to keep your heart beating, you got to have masculine energy, you know, just as we got to have the feminine. The inhale, exhale, that's masculine and feminine energies playing. We can't escape that. As I've said in other videos, when the masculine and feminine separate, when those energies in us separate, that's called death. And so I feel like in these videos sometimes that there's a try to balance out and to say, yeah, you know what, we don't need the masculine, or you know what, you're not gonna fucking rule my body, you're not gonna tell me what to do with my body, I'm gonna express all this beautiful energy and everything. Nothing wrong with that. But just understand, just like with feminism, it can be turned and used against you. You know, it can be overdone, and now instead of being a place of homeostasis and balance, maybe we were at a place of deficiency before. We talk about this in traditional Chinese medicine, that we were in a place of deficiency before, where there wasn't enough expression and there wasn't enough women empowerment. And then you can go to another place where now it's overstated, and you're compensating, you're overcompensating, and maybe trying to put a little bit too much twerk into it to take back your power. And sometimes we do have to overstate things in order to bring it into balance. So again, there's just some ideas to think on. It's something for each one of us on our journey to unpack. And for those who would say that hip hop is nothing but, is misogynistic and over-sexualizes women, especially black women, I would say that, stop putting that on hip hop. First of all, let's put that on patriarchy in general, because that's something that patriarchy worldwide has done. Whether it be get up there, woman, and shake your ass, or go over here, woman, and cover yourself from head to toe. It's just different expressions of the same patriarchal energy, the control of the feminine. And also, let's stop putting that on hip hop, because if you've ever heard of Sarah Bartman, and Sarah Bartman was a woman, I actually talk about her in my book briefly, but she was sexualized back in the, I think, 1800s, early 1900s, for having a fat ass. She had a huge ass, and they treated her like an animal, put her in a museum, and after she was dead, put her body in a museum, all this type of stuff. She was making the circuit in the European and American circuits, as far as them just showing off her ass and everything. Basically put her up on a fucking auction block. And so that's not to say that hip hop doesn't do that, swiping fucking credit cards to women's ass and all that type of shit. I'm not gonna say at all that it doesn't do that, but let's stop saying that it started there. Matter of fact, where did those ideas get implanted? To look at the woman's body, especially the black woman's body, and to only sexualize her, and to get stuck in the root chakra. And I'm gonna speak more on that in a second. But where did those ideas and those concepts come from? It's bigger than hip hop, and it's probably bigger than even the Sarah Bartman thing. It is a patriarchal thing. It's a thing with consciousness that's been going on for quite some time. So with that being said, is it right or wrong to keep perpetuating that? Best believe that younger women are watching the Cardi B's and the Megan Thee Stallions and seeing, the imagery that they're putting out there, and thinking, okay, to myself, into their self, like, okay, in order to get a man, especially to get a fine man, this is the way I need to act. This is the way I need to be. This is the way I need to speak. As far as like, some of the things that I think were triggering to some men is that the women were saying stuff like, that they need a man to be packing as far as the finances, and they need him to be packing as far as his dick size. Okay, it's okay for each of us to have our own standards, because I mean, as men, we've been doing that to women for a long ass time about what she needs to look like, whether it be what is it? I'm trying to think of it. The video vixen image, that's come along with hip hop, or before that, the Victoria's Secret look with the blonde bombshell, the Pamela Anderson types. So we've been putting women up on an auction block for quite a while, and now that they are coming back into their power some, they're doing the same. And what I would say is that with both sexes, what we're doing though, is we're putting each other up on the auction block, but we're not really getting to the deeper parts of, first up, in ourselves, Because if we were doing that, we would be more in alignment about what we're looking back from a mate. It would be bigger than a big dick and big wallet or big tits and big ass. You know what I mean? We would actually be looking for something that would be expansive. And like brother Professor Griff talked about, we would be looking both as the woman herself or the men in her life would be looking to awaken the master feminine. Shout out to Master Yao. I saw Professor Griff holding up your book as he was talking about that WAP. He talked about awakening the master feminine. He held up Master Yao's book, which was dope. But yeah, so of itself, I don't think there's anything wrong per se with the WAP concept or ideas. I mean, who the fuck doesn't like wet ass pussy anyway? You know, men or women. You don't. I mean, that's what you want. You want some lubrication out this motherfucker. But there's some things that I feel like it's overcompensation and it's overdone, and that's okay. As God beings, you know, especially I think Megan Thee Stallion and fucking Cardi B, they're probably in their 20s, right? Maybe early 30s or some shit. So they're finding their way, like we all are. So I'm gonna give those, you know, I would ask that all of us give some agape, some unconditional love to them, and let them just find their way. That's something that we each are trying to do. And we may stumble, we may fall, we may get it wrong as we try to figure out our own individual formulas to bring back and to maybe have a little bit more conservativism around our sensuality if we've been really out there, or to fucking, if we've been so conservative, to now invite a little bit more sensuality into our life and sexual expression. We're gonna fall and we're gonna falter. And each one of us, we just try to provide grace to each other as we figure it out. And with that, also try out the best that we can, not to fuck up other people in their journey though. You know, and that's the thing when we are, if you are a hip hop artist or you're anybody that's out in the public, we're going to, there's an image that you're putting out there and there's words, and those are seeds to the next generation. With that being said though, and let's just be fucking real about this, let's stop looking to hip hop artists, let's stop looking to mainstream hip hop artists and entertainers and athletes to fucking bring the morals and to have a balanced homeostasis type of expression. That's not why they are hired. That's not why they get the fucking multi-million-dollar contracts. They are meant to misprogram. And I'm sorry, you know, it's no disrespect or, you know, much love to all of these. And I know there's a lot of people who toe the line. One minute their message would be, you know, something consciously expansive, and then next moment it's like they're taking a couple of steps back. I know that is an approach, but I think overall, as people that are awakened, we need to stop looking to hip-hop artists and entertainers in general, even politicians, people in the spotlight. Stop looking to them to fucking to have a message that's going to be good and whole for the rest of us. It's not going to happen. They are paid for. They have been compromised. And if you don't believe that, you can look in the video of WAP, and there is all sorts of signs. You know, maybe this is some conspiracy theory type stuff. But again, remember where the word conspiracy theory came from. It's just a way to try to very quickly, you know, make sure that the person can't be hurt. You know, so you just throw that conspiracy theory label on a motherfucker, and then nobody listens. But I do believe that in that video they were showing us some, you know, of the MK Ultra, and if you don't know what that is, look it up. MK Ultra, the stuff that came over from Germany about how to control people mentally. So there's images in that with the way that the floor looks and the tiltedness, you know, being tilted in the video, and that's all speaking to the superconscious, or what we call the subconscious part of our being, and programming, especially a young person who's in a state of trance and allowing these images to go deep into their subconscious. The women also with the different cats, the jaguars, leopards, and fucking tigers. Oh my, you know what I'm saying? Those kittens, or those cats, is a nod to the MK Ultra sex kitten program, where they use these different women to be sex kittens, and they pass them around in Hollywood and have them do all these different sexual acts and everything. They use it to bind in different politicians and everything. This is real shit. So I think that the use of the cats, the felines and stuff in that, that was also a nod to that, and also to, you see the black and white colored floors. That's also an MK Ultra symbol of the split personality. And so the people that we know as Megan Thee Stallion and fucking Cardi B, it may be that one body, but it may be multiple consciousnesses in there at this point. And if you don't believe that, look, I mean, look at movies like Get Out. They're fucking putting it out there, you know, with the sunken place. The personalities that we call Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, they may be at some points, different times, in the sunken place, and then another consciousness takes over that body, you know. And if that, you know, that's been put out there in that movie. It was also put out there in the Manchurian Candidate with Denzel Washington, and that was a remake of a movie that was made even earlier than that of the same name. Check those things out. And I think these are some of the things that are being done with the imagery and with the messages that we see in videos like WAP. But with that being said, you know, it's all love at the end of the day. I would say the takeaway from this video that I would love for you to take away from it is stop looking to these celebrities to have the messages of wholesomeness or balance and everything. They're not meant to do that. They're meant to be fucking distractions, you know, on your walk and becoming a god being and a goddess. They are meant to be distractions to keep us talking about them and giving energy to them and fucking masturbating and stuff. Last thing I'll say on that too is that one other challenge with such a sexual video is that for many of us, again, there's nothing wrong with sex of itself, but you know, I like to say sensual emotional exchange, SEX. The thing with the videos that we see like with that, or videos like what's her name, Sweetie, with My Type, they keep us locked in the root or the sacral or solar plexus chakras or energy levels, you know, with the kidneys and the gonads, the ovaries and the fucking testes. Again, nothing wrong with these different expressions, but when they're the only thing and we get stuck there, that's when it becomes problematic. And for a lot of people, just seeing some women twerking and showing their fat ass and all of that, it's going to lock us in to a certain level of consciousness where we don't expand past that and we don't see the person as a whole being, you know. And so with that, one of the things I want to leave y'all with is an exercise for both men and women, is very quickly we take our hands, and I'll back up some so you can maybe see. So we just come right here to the genital area. That's kind of off camera still, but you come to the genital area, and this exercise is called Heaven and Earth, and we're going to modify it some so that we can kind of address some of the things that were in the WAP video. Again, wet ass pussy and or women are powerful. So you're right here at your genital area. This is called Heaven and Earth, and what we're going to do is breathing in, bring it up, and then out. Coming down, breathing in, scooping up the energy, and out. Do it 3 more times with you, and then I'm going to speak as I'm doing this, breathing in. So right around here, you're breathing in, breathing in. Then when you get up here, you breathe out. Good. Coming down from heaven back to earth, breathing in. Breathing out, taking earth to heaven. I'll do one more with you, and you just keep doing the movement after when I start speaking. Breathing in. Breathe out. So, in order to not get locked in the genitals, we breathing into the genital area here, breathing in, and then we bring it up to the stomach area. So we see the woman is more than just the genitals. Then breathing out. Breathing in. And we see the woman is more than just ovaries to get pregnant and be a mother. Breathe out. She is that, but she is more than that. She is wet ass pussy as well, and she's more than that. She's all of these things. So breathing up and through the vagina, breathing up and through the ovaries, bringing it up to the heart, and then out. You see, the woman is more than just the breast as well. Her ability to nurture, or for her to have just attractive breasts for us, she's more than that as well. Breathing in. She is all of these things, and she is more. And breathing out. On this one, bring the energy up to the throat. Breathing in. Woman is more than just a deep throat to stick your dick in. And we ask and want the woman to also be expressive, both with her ecstasy and to also speak up about what it is that she wants, needs, and desires on this plane and on this planet. So, empowering the voice, breathing in and out. And then lastly, the woman is more than even just her thoughts and ideas. Many women have to fight to have their intelligence to be acknowledged. So we breathe in, we breathe out. And we stop here. Now reverse it, breathing in, taking in from heaven, and come down. Rooting ourselves back into earth. Realizing that the woman, the feminine, is all of these things. She is intelligence, she is creativity, she is beauty, she is expressiveness through her sensuality with her mouth and her voice. Breathing out. She is the breast that nurtures, she is the breast that attracts, she is the ovaries, she is the vagina, aka yoni, aka pussy. And she is a whole being. To see her as whole, we invite that in ourselves as conscious beings, both men and women. If you're a woman, to see that in yourself. If you're a man, to start seeing that in the women in your life, that consciousness and the wholeness. And so it is. Ashe, Aho, Amen. And so with that, y'all, just wanted to speak on that WAP, the W.A.P, the wet ass pussy, and balancing it out with women are powerful, because women are both. It's a beautiful thing when we have that balance, that homeostasis. Again, I'm so far from full show energy work. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Share it as well. And I do energy work for couples and singles. I do coaching for couples and singles. The coaching for men, we call that Chi Up. I also have a book, S.O.L, Sacred Orgasmic Living. You can get a free excerpt on my website. Also, if you like the fashion that I have on today, this one is called We Breathe. So you can get that. The link will be in the description. You can also go on my Instagram and follow me on Instagram. Follow the different moves and things that I have coming up, and it's a link for my new clothing line out there as well. If you like this video, I also have a Patreon page where you can get more exclusive content, more qigong, breathwork exercises, and you can get exclusive content and products there. So check me out there. And again, y'all, I thank y'all for just coming through. I hope that we all can keep growing, that we can know what is right for us and know for what is right for the kids and stuff in our life. And so pick wisely as to what we speak and what we say and what we do, and then also choose wisely for the kids and children and elders around us, and allow for those that we don't agree with, allow for some grace, allow for them to fucking make their choices. And it don't mean that we gotta rock with it, or we gotta do it, be down with it, or spend money and support it. You just take a note of it and you keep moving. Don't take too much time and get caught up in that web of commenting and battling motherfuckers online about all that the shit is misogynist. Like, yeah, whatever your opinion is of it, keep it moving and keep doing your work, because that's what we need right now. We need more warriors on this planet who are not distracted by these little, you know, little distractions that are thrown out here and there to try to get us caught up in the web of it. All right, so y'all keep shining. Keep that SEX in your life. Keep shining, keep evolving, and do so exponentially. Peace.